is chapter 30 of Genesis. Chapter 30 really goes over how Jacob's blessings truly unfold. And he's blessed with a lot of prosperity and pleasure through his woman. Now, Rachel and Leah are feuding because Leah conceives and conceives and conceives children, child after child, whereas Rachel, she doesn't conceive even one after many attempts of trying to conceive a child for Jacob. So after this, and witnessing this whole ordeal, Rachel suggests that her maid bears a child with Jacob. And so they do. And not just one, but many. And Leah witnessed this, and Leah says, okay, here's my maid. Bear a child with her. So then Jacob bears a child with the maid. God witnesses this and hears Rachel out, opens her womb, and through the grace of God, Rachel finally bears Jacob a child. Now, through and through later, Jacob's like, okay, I want to go back to my home with my children and my wives. He brings that suggestion to Laban, the father of Rachel and Leah, and her father's like, through interaction with you, I've gotten the blessing of God, and I've profited and prospered tremendously. What price shall I pay, before you leave, as a token? And Jacob says, well, you don't owe me anything. All that we may agree on is I'll take every lamb that is striped or spotted from you, and you keep all your lamb that is completely white in color, no blemishes. Laban agrees to this, and this agreement alone results in Jacob's prosperity even more. He truly, really, gains a lot of wealth from this agreement, because what he does is there are these, he gets almond and rods and shaves the rods off to expose the white part, and then this is a signal to the flock to gather there and breed. They tend to breed when he puts these specific rods down, right? So what he does is he very intelligently places these rods down around the strong sheep, and then he puts into that mix of sheep, the flock of sheep, sheep that have black spots, are striped, they breed, and they create strong sheep that have stripes and spots. And whenever he sees that there are feeble, weaker sheep, he doesn't put those rods down. So in a way, he bred the sheeps to reproduce in a way to make the strongest sheep and the most common sheep have stripes and blemishes, whereas the more feeble sheep are the ones that are completely white, no blemishes, no stripes. And obviously, when he sells these, right, the sheep that he has, people like a strong sheep, ones that will have more wool and they're just genuinely healthier, and they'll pay a higher price. So because these are the more common sheep and they're stronger, he sells them at a premium. He has a lot of them. He gains lots of wealth from that, and eventually he has lots of camel, donkey, and female and male slaves. So it's very interesting to learn about this kind of stuff, because you think, this is part of the Old Testament too. I mean, after Jesus Christ comes into the picture, there's a whole reorganization of the expectations of Christians and believers of God, Yahweh, the one true God. But back in the Old Testament before Christ, I mean, the men who had the blessings of God were men that had multiple wives, slaves, wealth, just complete G's that had God's favor. And he really was cunning in making that whole deal with Laban. So that's chapter 30 of Genesis, and we'll get into the next chapters in the coming days. Thank you for watching. Peace out.